Hi and welcome. In this video I'm going to do a short presentation on how to configure LAN switches and adding switches to networks. The scenario for this would be if you went out and did a site survey and figured out that a network needs a local area network needs a switch added, and if a customer tells you that he wants some type of copper media. I'm going to be using Cam Studio. It's a free screen recorder that allows me to record what I'm doing on my desktop. And of course this is a packet tracer program. So what we have right here is a local area network with a wireless router, and then another router and two PCs, and then the switch has been added here. So the first thing we want to do on any network that we're adding parts to is look at the interfaces on the back of the devices. To do that, we'll left click on the router 0, and it looks like there's one interface. I guess there's two interfaces here. The NM1SS, which is a serial network module. And then it's got the NM1CFE, which provides fast Ethernet through the use of copper media. So now we know what we're working with on our router 0. We can go over here to our wireless router, and of course that's wireless, so that's generally it's just, there's no modules here to configure anything. There's a couple faces such as internet, local area network, and wireless. And then our switch doesn't have any interfaces on it at all. But we can actually add different interfaces to this. So going back to what we saw with the configuration of this, we need something to connect the switch to the router, and we can actually do this by adding a module using the copper media to go from the switch to router. And I believe this one here. So we're gonna add that. Whoops, forgot to turn the power off. Just electrocuted myself. And once we get that out of the way, we need to figure out, okay, well now this switch needs to connect to the wireless router somehow. And to do that, we can have a module that allows us to connect to a wireless access point. And this module right here actually provides gigabit Ethernet through the use of the copper media to access wireless access points. And then if we want to use copper again to connect to both the PCs to the switch, we can add two more of the regular copper devices. I always forget that word. The interfaces. There we go. So we'll add two more of those, and we'll go ahead and close this. So again, now we have an interface that allows us to go from the switch to the router, which was our basic fast Ethernet copper interface. We have an interface that goes from the switch to the access point, and then we have two more interfaces that go from the switch to both PC 0 and PC 1. So we can go ahead and close this and start wiring up our network here. So first off, we're going to go from the switch to router 0, and we're going to use a straight through cable to do that. We want to choose fast Ethernet 0-0/1. 1/0. And then we'll use a crossover cable to go from our get Ethernet to Ethernet 1, and then we'll connect our PCs to the switches. We'll go ahead and power on our switch here. And once this is powered on, these lights will stay green for a little bit if you're using the Packet Tracer program, or they'll stay orange rather, and then over time they should turn green. And then for this activity, if you're in the same course as I am, it'll say completed down here, which is 100%. If you want, you can check the results, assessment items, and then all these should be check mark. If you did something wrong, it should have a red check mark or a red X and tell you kind of what general area you messed up on. So it's a really neat program to use. Allows you to set up virtual networks and access different things. Again, this was a video on exploring different local area network switch options, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video.